Well, hey there team, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to some more IXION. So, we got through the, well, I was going to say lengthy, but probably appropriately lengthed intro. And now we are in the future solar system. Instantaneously for us, but, you know, what is going on? So, we have things to potentially do.
A new request awaits your attention.
Okay, well, we want to repair the Tiqqun. We want to feed the crew. You can see there that our hull integrity has taken a big hit, and it would seem that our sort of doom timer or death condition there is that we are losing hull per cycle, and we currently have no hull repair designated. What we can do though is we go to the EVA here and we turn on hull repair, and you can see it will burn 2 alloy to repair 29 hull points per cycle, which looks good to me because we're at 28 negative from our offsets. So that should balance it for now. But you'll find that if we open up more sectors and do all sorts of different things, don't look after our workforce and potentially have workplace accidents and explosions, that is going to chip away at our integrity. Well, hull integrity. What else we got? Resolve the event Ghosts of Shinabi on the planetary system map. Okay, cool. So let's zoom out. We'll take the Medusa and we'll send it to the Shinabi. We'll get that underway. Feed 1,000 crew members. Well, that'll sort of just left foot, right foot. And what's going on here? Are we the last of us? Oh, we're stressing out a little bit, are we? Administrator. The crew are asking a lot of questions about the state of Earth. Fair enough. Munchie behavioral algorithms predict a decrease in productivity of 22% if those questions go unanswered. An administrator of the Tiqqun station, or as administrator, you should find some answers quickly. Commit to sending an expedition to Earth. We'll do exactly that. Now what's going on over here? Administrator, you may have noticed that the moon has broken apart. Yeah, I did. I looked out the window and saw that. It seems a bit sus. The crew are aware of this, and many rumours are spreading throughout the station. You will have to make an official statement. DOLOS has many enemies. Something must have happened during the test jump, being such a high-profile event. It was the perfect opportunity for them to strike and sabotage our plans. That's possible. It's our fault. Despite our robust safety measures, a system failure at the exact moment of the jump caused the engine to drag a part of the moon with it into self-similar space. I mean, that sounds reasonable, but we don't have proof. This is speculative. This failure has cost humanity dearly. Our mission now is to rebuild. It was humanity's fate. Evidence suggests a great deal of time has passed in the solar system. The moon's destruction is obviously a consequence of humanity's selfish and warlike instincts. No, I disagree. Our fault, let's go with that, right? Trust penalty minus 5%. Right, so you can see there's our trust there. We're still running at a positive. Okay, I suppose we can unpause. Send expedition to Earth. Research probe launcher. So we can start probing around out there. Let's do that. Okay. I think we're kind of Gucci. We've got some homeless still. Slap another house. You know what? This is the perfect spot right there where all the people are just milling about. Let's put a house on them. Okay. So I guess we sort of just wait. There we go. Medusa's nearly at Shinabi. How exciting, right? Like it's all's quite dour, but that's one of the things I really enjoy about Frostpunk, which we did stream a little bit. I don't know. We're sort of pausing streaming for the moment. Maybe I'll go through the other scenarios in a sort of let's play format as well. But that discovery of what happened to humanity and how do we move past it, balancing the two, it's very cool. Ghosts of the Shinabi. Shinabi scan report. Our sensors have detected the Shinabi. The ship is broken in two. Oh my goodness, it is too. Look at that. This art is wonderful as well. And and is not transmitting any signals. Summary of intelligence on the Shinabi. The phrase, whoever helps DOLOS is an enemy of humanity, oh my goodness, has been daubed in large letters on the wreck of the Shinabi. Mummified bodies have been attached to its hull. Oh. Gather remaining resources. The Medusa's team will salvage what they can from the Ushinabi. Alright, well that'll take a cycle, so let's let that tick over. Research probe launcher. Feed crew. I mean, we're growing food. I think we're good. In sector, in station. Enough food is stored for 1 meal. 20 units are consumed in a meal. 3 units of food are produced per cycle on average. Current average production covers 75% of meal requirements. Oh, okay, that's good that it tells me that. Let's build more of these fucking insect farms. Wonderful, okay. Transmission from the Medusa's team. The ship was full of food. I hope the expiration date hasn't passed. Everything is ready for extraction. Oh, well, there you go. That's handy. Okay, so that's all done. Let's send them off to the moon now. No. Medusa to the moon. And it looks like the push packer is already collecting stuff. Let's flag it for everything at the moment. I think is probably sensible. Okay, cool. Let's not stress. We can save humanity. 8 power though. Hang on. Let's build another solar panel set. That's probably a good idea. So I think our repairs will stop to build the solar panel. Is that how it works? Yeah, see, we've gone back to -28 predicted. Once we build the solar panel, I think we're going to be fine. Build a probe launcher. Could probably fit it right there.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Yep, very good. Retrieve food from the Ushinabi. That's happening right now. Resolve Earth event. Here we go. Summary of Earth data. No signals have been received from Earth. The oceans seem to have evaporated and the surface temperature has risen significantly since the Tiqqun was last in orbit. Atmospheric readings indicate the presence of strong dust storms and dangerously high levels of carbon dioxide, radiation, and microplastics. The blue planet will never again deserve its name. Investigate DOLOS headquarters. I think you can just go down these sequentially. You can see the time that they take. But, you know, it's not really choose your own adventure, it's just do the tasks. The Medusa's team will proceed to the coordinates of Inner Heaven, the former headquarters of DOLOS AEC on Earth. Alright? Let's see what we can find out there. Probe launchers being built. Power. There we go, got a bit more power, so that's handy. Feeding the crew. Building the probe launcher.
The science ship team has completed a task.
Yes, very good. The converted oil rig, which DOLOS used as its state-of-the-art headquarters, is gone. Only a few metal scraps remain. It's pretty, like, I want to say risky. You know, they had all those interesting characters, all the upper management giving us speeches, the sort of status quo, and now presumably they're all fucking dead. Like, it's pretty ballsy. I really love this narrative direction. In fact, this is something I've begged for before for games. Not necessarily this specific sci-fi thing, but the idea of, I don't know, maybe you do a mundane task. Maybe the game sets you up as a fucking accountant, right? And your tutorial is doing paperwork and that. And then it does a hard pivot. Maybe a bad guy kidnaps your wife or something like that. You know, and then all of a sudden it's a totally different game and your dude is way out of his depth. I've always thought conceptually that would be a cool idea. And this is pretty close. So I like that. Scattered across an expanse of dusty, cracked earth. There is no sign of survivors. Science, a shitload of build materials. Investigate personal location. Medusa will try and find your family home. I mean, okay, sure. Bit of a gross misuse of power, but fucking YOLO, I guess. Alright, so this is going to get constructed when old mate rocks up. There he is there, building away. We're back to repairing the hull integrity. Looks like we're going up. So something I noticed. EVA airlocks are running at 50%. The higher the hull integrity is, the longer it will take EVA airlocks to identify new breaches to repair lowering their efficiency. It's kind of cool. Oh, you can see them going in and out. Kind of remind me how they're flying down in this sort of... I don't know, this architecture here reminds me of Half-Life 2. Some of the Combine structures. Anyway. Construct a probe in the probe launcher. Now we can put it on auto build. That uses 3 polymer. How's our production? What was it? Where did we mouse over? Here. Currently, production covers 100% of milk.
Has completed a task.
Yes, good, wonderful. A huge crevice cuts through the ground where your home once stood. There is no trace of civilization. We kind of knew this. Electronics, that's handy. Scour the globe in search of survivors. The team will use all the tools on board the Medusa to search for any signs of civilization, community, or survivors. Alright. Sector 1 is happy, so that's kind of cool. Workers required, 131. We've got 199. So that's it. We literally have 199 bloody members of the human race. Is that above replacement? How does that work? I don't know how replacement values work other than that I think there's a threshold, and if you're not above it, you're fucked. Find an asteroid with iron deposits. Okay, here we go. So we go here and toggle the probe, and we get a bit of a Mass Effect throwback. Launch probe. Now it wants us to find something with iron deposits. So let's see if we can... Oh, there we go. That looks promising. And then the probe fires away. You can only have 1 probe in your back pocket, but because we put it on auto build, they're already delivering the supplies for it as we speak. So that's cool.
A probe has completed its scan.
Yep. Construct a mining ship in the docking bay. We will build this. Oh, the Omnitron. What a name. Who's in charge of naming that ship? He seems like a good bloke. Now that sound, that whoosh, that sort of bassy whoosh, is an audio cue that your next probe is ready to go. So we can just keep probing away. Now the jury's still out whether this is fiddly or not, right? Especially at the speed that we're playing. Because but I guess maybe you don't have to just keep firing probes 24/7. I don't know. Earth, what remains of us? After a long search, we have found nothing but rubble. We've seen no signs of life, not even a corpse. The lunaclism seems to have caused a series of events that precipitated the collapse of thermo-industrial civilization. The Earth has become a toxic and arid wasteland, scoured by harsh winds, now more inhospitable than Mars. The only remnant of civilization we found was a fallen stele where the city of Washington once stood. Stuck in a crevice, it has been sheltered from the wind. A prayer imploring divine forgiveness was engraved in gold on its surface. This is very fucking dour. So we blew up everyone. Oopsies. Good thing there's 200 of us left. Alright, a lot of stuff to extract.
A new request awaits your attention.
Yep, very good. We'll have our science ship loiter for a bit, because that's quite a lot of science to harvest up. Event available. The Great Thor. Administrator. To safeguard humanity, we must find survivors and increase the station's population. We do not have time to go through the classic reproductive cycle of your species. Adding new members to the Tiqqun's crew will have a positive impact on morale. Cryonic stasis, a practice pioneered by DOLOS, was in growing use even before we left the solar system. There is a very high likelihood that cryonic pods containing survivors await discovery. Okay, right, a little bit of help, a little bit of hope. Find and collect 500 cryonic pods. Well, that infers that there's at least 500 out there. A new home. Okay. So I guess we'll have to work on that. Now, when we get a probe... Oh, look, off he goes. Little probe boy. Pew! Oh, we found Mercury. Isn't that nice? There we go. See? Science and... Oh, okay. Cargo and mining. Oh, okay. That's interesting. So it doesn't just scan for only mining sites, also cargo sites. Cool. But yeah, you can see here, we can potentially try and scan for at least science areas, if not sites of cryo. There we go. Let's do that. Nice. Fleet management. Now that we've built the Omnitron, we're going to tell him to just do everything. Again, I don't know what the smartest move here is. What's this? Event available. Melancholia. Administrator, mission reports from the expedition to Earth are being discussed among the crew. The thought of having lost all loved ones left behind has destroyed morale for many of them, as you would assume. The symptoms of this trauma have now been collated under the medical designation Dead Earth Sickness. Oh, great. Yet another thing for people to fucking post on Twitter about how hard their life is. Well, good. Hey, the good news is Twitter probably doesn't fucking exist in this universe now, so if there's one positive of blowing up all of humanity, it's probably that. Though, Twitter's on the up now. But we're not going to get into that. Alright. So, what we're going to need to do is, because old mate, little mining bot, there he is there, he's going to start bringing raw iron home. And for that, we're going to want iron storage. Right? So I don't know, maybe we do that. We're going to want to put a road there, I think. And let's designate that as iron. You can see we've got... Ah, right, yep, cool. Now, these storages require a staff of like 5 as well. Presumably they act as haulers. We're on 98. What happened there? We lost some people? Workers, non-workers, colonists. Oh, you get non-workers? Oh, okay. That's cool. Still a lot to discover, I suppose. Okay, we've got 0 for 0, which that's, yep, good. Mine iron, research steel mill. Oh, we should probably do that, eh? Steel mill. Transform 15 iron into 15 alloy every cycle. Hey, there we go. So we're building industry now. How's our science ship looking? Alright. Oh, debris field? Let's go check that out. How exciting. I guess we could build more storage, right? Make that carbon storage. Food should be good. Oh, it averages out production as well. That's cool. Consumption, that sort of shit. Oh, that's good. That's really handy. Okay. Debris field. Transmission from Mar-Zarek probe data analysis. We have immensity. Oh, look, there's like a huge UN vessel here. We've verified the data several times and can confirm the existence of a vast debris field covering an area of several thousand kilometers. The center of the field is a colossal artificial structure, which, even in its ruined state, makes the Tiqqun look like an insect. Right. No way this existed when we were here. No signals have been detected. We've identified 3 areas for investigation. The core of the structure, a secondary structure that looks to be the remains of a destroyed loading dock, and a particularly dense area of the debris field close to the other 2 sites. We recommend the utmost caution be taken when approaching these areas. The floating debris will make navigation difficult and interfere with communications. Summary: the Medusa is holding station at the edge of the debris field. A route has been mapped through the areas identified for the investigation. 335. Investigate the core of the structure. Let's do that. That sounds good. Sounds reasonable to me. I guess we can go probing some more. Oh, hang on. Where's this signal? Oh, out there. Okay, cool. Looks like we've maxed out our alloy storage. That's fine. How are we doing for work? Oh, yeah. We can still buy up a few more storages, I think. It's probably the move, right? Probably the move. I like that I pressed that storage button. That is handy dandy. Alright. Send another probe. What's this? Asteroid belt? Okay. Oh, there's another one out here. Look at that. Alright, we're on track for everything. Feeding people, well, the cryonic pods, that's why we're probing. Now what's going on here? No connected stockpile has enough polymer. Ah. Well, we should probably start mining polymer. Oh, here we go. Is he... Oh, look. There's a shitload for him to transport. Where'd he go? Probably docking at the moment.
The science ship team has completed a task.
Right. Yes, of course. Debris field. First visuals reveal a huge damaged structure surrounded by arches that have detached from the central axis. These arches show extreme signs of deterioration. The structure is covered in traces of explosive residue, collision impacts, and scarring from unknown weaponry. Jesus, everything blown up. After exploring the few areas of the structure that remain accessible, the team of the Medusa spotted a number of salvageable resources near a ruined assembly area. Further analysis is possible, but will take time. Look at this, we found some cryotubes. I think that's how that works. Investigate the ruined assembly area. Let's go. So, there we go. So I suppose we're going to start grabbing cryo dudes. Meng Huang. Cool. Have I got a new probe available? Negative. Oh, I won't have a new probe available until I have polymer. Ooh, you could maybe brick yourself. Though, I think we'll be alright. Okay, so we've researched the thing. We want to build the steel mill now. Holy heck, look at this thing. Baby O. That is a large building. Oh, whatever. Do something like that. Neaten that up a bit. I'll get around to making this all pretty and palatable. Oh, right. We're holding, we need to make storage for... What is that called? Electronics? Electronics. Oh, what's this? Sector growth. Administrator, Sector 1 has almost reached its maximum structural load. Oh. With more infrastructure surely needed soon, a new sector will be unlocked, or need to be unlocked. Originally, sectors were programmed to automatically unlock after completion of the mission to Proxima Centauri. Well, put that in the bin for now. With the change of the Tiqqun's mission objective, this restriction could be bypassed by manually overriding gateway lock algorithms. Yeah, I like it. Pledge to unlock a new sector within 10 cycles? Sure, we can do that. Click on this big bloody door. Need 80 steel, 1 electronics, 16 food. Yeah, we can do that. Especially now that we're building storage for the electronics. Well, look at this. We're getting cryo boys. So, tell me about structural load. You telling me that it's too much now? Or you blowing smoke up my ass game? Looks good to me. Earth death. Oh, DES. People topping themselves because they feel bad. That's not good. That sounds good to me. What's going on? After examination, the Medusa's team concluded that the site was evacuated prior to its destruction. Finding uniforms and equipment bearing the insignia of different organizations, it appears that the facility was property of the UN. Strangely, a number of embalmed bodies were found in a secluded area. The team was unable to determine the cause or outcome of the conflict, but have managed to recover further resources. These have been packaged for extraction. 250 people! Holy dooly, boys! Clear a bit of space. Investigate the ruined loading dock. Yes, let's do that. Let's do that. Alright, we're building a new probe. Things are starting to bloody come up Millhouse. Steel mill's getting built. Sector 2's unlocked. Look at this. Condition optimal. Happy. Okay, what's this? Administrator, a new sector has been successfully unlocked. This is a historic moment for DOLOS, AEC, and the Tiqqun mission. Trust bonus plus 10%. Oh, cool, but I already had max chickens. Can I have a voucher or something instead? So, Sector 2's getting some warnings. Sector 2 has very limited build available. Let's run a road down here. Again, I don't really know what the most efficient, sensible way to do this is. I think you get a free stockpile. And then food. Alright, now what are you saying here? No connected stockpile has enough food. There you go. Food. Alright, that was the food they used to unlock the door. Ah, so they're sort of starting... So the resources aren't strictly shared. You can see there, 266 is here, 0 here. Resource management. Stanford resource transfer. Active. Export to sector. Right. This is how you move shit back and forth between things. Kind of reminds me of, Before We Leave, had a pretty good sort of island management. Alright, our power's run out. That's not good. Let's turn that off. Let's build another dish. Yeah, what's going on here? Someone's on the phone.
Administrator,
Eden.
we are picking up a DOLOS emergency frequency broadcasting from the facility Outer Hope.
Outer Hope? What is this, Metal Gear?
Protocol dictates that in the event of a major systems failure, administrators must contact the nearest DOLOS site immediately.
Right. Okay.
Your Hope Station is likely to have both the materials and expertise required to repair the damage that the Vol engine has sustained.
Right. Right. Report to DOLOS. We've got to find Outer Hope. Find DOLOS Station with a probe. Okay. Sounds pretty reasonable to me. Let's wait for the... oh, hang on. What's going on here? Administrator, the Tiqqun has suffered an overload. During the conception of this mission, many plans for prototype buildings were stored in my memory. With knowledge gathered by our exploration teams, we can adapt them. Stanford's team lacked field data to make these plans viable, yet we can realize their full potential. Batteries will allow the Tiqqun to function on an auxiliary circuit when an energy supply system fails. Understood. Switch to auxiliary circuit. Here you go. Research the battery technology. Okay, sure. Where is it? Where is the rocket? There we go. I guess this is still building the solar panels. Got all our storage. Extra hours. See, now we're getting accidents, so you can repair it. Workshop repair protocols. Accidents. Administrator, an accident has occurred in the following building. Stockpile small. Stanford Nihil Klein projections indicate that poor working conditions and power overloads can cause accidents. It should be taken into consideration that larger buildings are more likely to have more serious accidents. Pledge to repair the stockpile. I will do that. That's fine. And I think this is wonderful. So now we need to be really sensible about how we manage our population. Every worker counts, sort of thing, right? What's going on there? Workers. Oh, right. It's split between sectors. Yeah. So we need to start figuring out how to wake these blokes up. Looks like there is a building for that. Thaw them out, right? Because these accidents are going to be no-go. So extra hours is going to cause trouble. This is optimal for the moment. And yeah. Anyway, IXION. How wonderful. What an adventure. Let me know if you want to see some more team munches over there for the time being, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.